There are movies we just know we are going to like. There are movies that we refuse to watch. There are movies that we are pressured into liking for God knows what reason, and then if we don't like it, we're judged for not liking them. There are movies that let us down personally and just crush our soul. And then there are the movies that surprise us and just make our day the best day ever. Guess which one applies to yours truly? The Girl on the Train. Surprise, surprise. The story follows divorcee Rachel Watson. Every day on the train to work, she passes by her old house. Her ex and his new wife and child live there. To help ease the pain, she creates a dream life for Megan and Scott Hipwell, a couple living a few doors down. Then one day, as the train passes their place, she sees something that fills her with rage. The next day, she wakes up with no memory of the night before and learns Megan is missing. Rachel then makes it her mission to find out where she is and what happened. Just like what seems every other non-superhero movie released today, The Girl on the Train began as a book. I've personally been preoccupied reading other material, but Google told me it's a piping hot title. I feel like the last time I watched a film like this was Gone Girl. One big difference is I really enjoyed this movie. I survived Gone Girl. I admire David Fincher, but I find it easier to like him than his movies. The director of this movie is Tate Taylor. He has previously directed 3 other features, of which I've personally seen 1. His directing style comes off more adaptive than finite, and if that's true, I am glad because it's always tragic to see a good story smothered by style. The beauty of this movie is how it pulls you in with its characters. The filmmakers are not relying on action, CG, or a fantastical backdrop. They are relying on broken, flawed people who are unwilling to take a step back and look at what they're doing. You will discover, if you look closely, some of the absolute best acting we have seen all year. Nobody in this movie is Matt Damon proving for the 4th time he's Jason Bourne. Each actor, and especially Emily Blunt, is going all out to portray an emotional state that seems, unfortunately, to be on reserve for special occasion movies. My favorite genre is the superhero genre, and when I look at the quality of acting in those films compared to what I got here, it is striking what one provides, the other does not. Superhero movies, I think, are a really great avenue to physically portray the 2 sides of the human coin. Every superhero is written so they are conflicted about their alternate self, and yet they always find an excuse to put on their outfit. In a drama like this, we're seeing each character as one person, and they all have their own emotional pain and unresolved personal conflict, and they don't have the luxury of putting on a second skin to become a better version of themselves. They just are themselves. Writing characters in that vein peels away the obligation to like them. And for myself and my good friend Jessica, who I saw this with, we both went through this process of just digesting what was going on with everyone, and we didn't pick sides. And then the movie comes to a certain point. You know it when it happens. And I felt our audience, as a collective brain, begin to root for person A. And it wasn't motivated by manipulation, but by understanding. I fell in love with several aspects of this movie, and the one that really got to me, like under my skin and was inspiring, was the editing. Now this movie has 2 editors, both of whom, little fun fact, have worked on superhero projects. I will never know for sure, but I loved how every cut from the beginning felt planned, and given how heavily this film's emotional impact is dependent on what gets revealed when, dude, I am in envy, serious envy, of how well this story was put together. As for how the story was captured, I am grateful this project secured its Danish cinematographer. Her reel was already impressive. Now I think it's extraordinary. I look forward to what she brings to Fences. Denzel Washington is directing. And let me tell you this, if that movie is half as well shot as this one was, yes please. I'm no psychic. It would be nice, but I'm no psychic. But I feel gold statues in this film's future. But even if I'm wrong, I will love this movie as much then as I do now, which is this much. Thank you very much for your time. Now, go watch a movie. Preferably this one.